follow. The FAA has federal regulations. They have grant assurances. The FAA gives us 90% on the dollar, 90 cents on the dollar, and like with a bank, if they're going to loan you a house loan, they want you to protect their investment. Here, we have 39 grant assurances. We got to keep the airport open. We can't discriminate. It's got to be safe. We have to maintain it. And FAA will even give you grant money to comply with the grant assurances. New Hampshire DOT and environmental regulations, we have our local conservation commission, state environmental services, National Corps of Engineers. So we comply with them, which we've done with our environmental studies and our mitigation. These are some of my favorite slides coming up. Funding. Most of our airport projects are funded by 90% by the FAA. And people, and it's been in the papers, well, that's the federal taxpayers, we shouldn't be paying for that. You don't. Almost all of the FAA money that comes to the airport is from the Aviation Trust Fund. The Aviation Trust Fund is 100% funded by user fees. Taxes on fuel, taxes on planes. I think there's a tax on the ticket that goes to that. So whatever FAA gives us, Manchester, Concord, Berlin, or whatever, for airport improvements, doesn't cost the federal taxpayers anything. We also, for most passengers departing the airport from the airline, is a $4.50 charge. That's, again, a user fee. And we use that. The city pays 5%. We use our passenger facility charge to pay back the city the 5%. The city comes up with all the money to pay the whole thing. They get reimbursed by the FAA throughout the project. They get reimbursed by the state throughout the project. And a number of years down the line, they get reimbursed from us, from the airport, with their local share. But again, aviation user fees. Another thing that's a topic of conversation is this, essential air service. Airports like Presque Isle, Bar Harbor, Rockland, Augusta, Lebanon, Rutland, don't have enough activity for an airline to come in here and give you a reasonable size plane, a reasonable frequency, reasonable destination, and most of all, reasonable cost. So every couple of years, the DOT puts out a proposal and airlines submit to the DOT to say, here is my revenue, here are my expenses, I'm short, I need a subsidy. And so this is a subsidy to the airline. That subsidy also is funded by the Aviation Trust Fund, 100% user fees, no cost to the federal taxpayer. But without this essential air service, we wouldn't have Cape Air, or if we did, you wouldn't have $65 flights to Boston and $160 flights to New York. It'd be way over that.